Hey. I was working. Okay. Okay. I was thinking. I was working and thinking. And this is what came to me. I wanted to share this yesterday, but I never got around to doing it. I had an appointment, a doctor's appointment. And the lady, I believe she was a nurse practitioner, she was going through my chart and she was throwing everything out there, everything that I've gone through. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Now, many of you know that I've gone through cancer. I've actually gone through it twice. The one that I talk about the most is breast cancer. One, because it's so prevalent, and also because, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We just came out of that thing. And so I'm always going to be one to remind people to check their boobs and to get their exams because the way to beat this thing is early detection. Until they can figure out a cure and what causes it, the best thing to do is to ensure that you pay attention to your body and notice any changes that may happen. So I am grateful for the month of October. Another month that is important to me is September because it's Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month. Most people don't know about that because those cancers are not talked about or as prevalent as breast cancer. And so for me, those 2 months, I have cancer all in my mind and thinking about, what way I could serve, right? What I will say about breast cancer, there are so many people who are affected by it that, everybody gets the message really well in the month of October. But as I was dealing with the nurse practitioner and listening to her, she had mentioned my eye examination. And I didn't forget about it. I write about this in my book. But I remember when I was going through cancer, the doctor was doing an exam and he saw something in my eyes. And so they sent me over to the Cole Institute to have them further examined. And I remember they were concerned that the cancer had moved to my eyes. I remember my piano teacher, when I was 24, I decided to take piano lessons. And my piano teacher succumbed to cancer. And her cancer presented itself in her eyes. I don't know if it was breast cancer or what kind of cancer, but it showed up in her eyes. And so, of course, when I had to go for that exam, it was just like, oh my gosh. Like I'm already dealing with the fact that I have breast cancer. Now you're saying it may show up in my eyes. And what does that mean if it is, right? Then she talked about my thyroid. Forgot about that. I remember having aspiration of my nodules. I remember them doing ultrasounds. I remember all of that. I try to forget, right? Because it was a dark time. I mean, she talked about the neuropathy in my toes, in my fingers, the lymphedema. All of these were things that I dealt with because of the cancer. And I bring this up to you because a lot of times when people go through cancer and they come out of this as a survivor and they thrive, they may look as though all is well. But there are so many things that are left behind, so many side effects that are residuals of the treatments that we go through. Now, I will say that my neuropathy is not like it used to be. I have it, if my feet get super cold, it definitely bothers me. The lymphedema, I don't really have those big arms. I never had to wear a sleeve. I just have a little fluid that I can see that's there. Some stuff has resolved itself. I definitely changed my eating habits. And so I do better on that part. So it kind of helped alleviate some problems that I had. But I tell you, when you go through this disease, it is with you for life. If my pinky toe hurts, my first thought is cancer. That's just how it is. And so I may walk around here, and I walk around here happy and grateful that God saw me through and saw me through this thing with my sanity. because it was such a dark time. Because literally, after I went through that first cancer, here comes the second. One that they said is unrelated, it's totally different. But yet here I am again. And I'm just filled with gratitude because it could have been another way. So I share this not for me, although when you see me, I would always take any loving kindness that you extend my way. But I share this because we all know somebody who has been affected by cancer. And I just want you to show them kindness, to show them love, because you never know at any given moment what someone is going through. We can come out here and look as though we are warriors, which we are. But it doesn't mean that every moment is a good moment. I try to make every moment a good moment because I'm here. I remember one of my prayers when I was going through it is like, God, don't let me forget, because I don't want to forget who I became as a result of it. I didn't want to go back to the old Andrea, because the new one, that was the one that I was going to admire and respect. The one who had gone through some things, okay? The one who had to totally depend on God to get through some things. I wanted to ensure that I did not take him for granted, because he didn't have to do it. He did not have to, and I'm thankful that he did. But I just want to remind you to show love, to show compassion, show some empathy, to show some kindness, to give grace. And that's it. I was just thinking about that today, and I said, you know what? That would be a great message to end this week with. Give grace, show love, compassion, empathy, kindness, and whatever other good thing you have, right? If you want to do something for someone, to just treat them for lunch one day or anything, send them a card in the mail, like whatever you can do to just make this day better for someone who has gone through or is going through. Okay? All righty. Know that I love you, and I will be back on another day. All right. Bye-bye.